Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am filming a plan with me for November 20th through 26th, 2023 in my Sadie Stickers vertical planner. I'm going to be using this really amazing kit from TheCraftyBanana called Thanksgiving Collection. This is the second version that she's done, and I decided to go for the big guns and get the full ultimate kit. So I have this really adorable scene which takes place in my hometown. Lots of fun full boxes here, so I'm just going to go through. Really cute options, lots and lots of flags, which is really good. Now, so funny thing about this kit, I actually purchased a flawed mini version of this kit once before, and because it's Thanksgiving, I didn't plan well in my plan with me, and so I filmed part of it and I never actually finished it. So I have some leftover sheets from my old kit, so I'm going to be incorporating a lot of that in here. But this kit has so many stickers, I really can't, and look, it even includes the date dots, but I'm actually going to use different date dots, so I just love this one. This is so cute. So I honestly don't even know like what I'm going to do because there's too much here. In addition to that, I had extra Thankful for Pie. This was like a flawed freebie that I bought a while ago. This came with my order. This is Halen of Dr. Halen Plans. This is like the perfect autumn sampler. So this is really cute. I have this really cute Squidge Cook's Roast Dinner from Stick with the Plan Co. for my Thanksgiving meal foods, and it's so cute. And if that wasn't all enough, I'm going to be using this incredible maple foil kit, and it's like a sparkly orange. It's really pretty. So it comes with 8 full box overlays, excuse me, 9, 10, 11. 11 full box overlays with a double box. I don't know how that's going to work with this particular kit. Okay, so then here are the date dots that I'm going to be using. Here's the washi. I don't use this kind of stuff, but there's some extra little deco there. And then look, it comes with this really pretty script that I just think is gorgeous, and all these foiled icons. And then here you go, guys. So these are the bougie boxes. These are underlays that go underneath all of the ones that I'm not using for full boxes. And there's 2 sets. The last time I did it with this particular shop, and I can show you in my birthday one, it didn't really come out, excuse me, as super obvious. So like you can see, like it's under there, but you can't see it at all in that hollow foil. So I don't know how well that's going to come out. The problem is once you put those down, you have to use flags on top because you can't write over the plastic. So, or whatever it is. I guess it's plastic. So I'm looking forward to setting this up. I think this is going to be really fun. I've got lots of good stuff planned here. And so my plan is to do this. Hopefully I'll be able to check in on Monday evening, possibly Tuesday evening, not sure. And then I'm going to have to wait until I come back from New York to finish it off because I don't want to carry it with me. It's like a lot to, it's very bulky and hard to carry on the plane with all my other stuff. So I'm going to be setting this one up and then finishing it probably into the week after Thanksgiving. So, but I'm really, really excited to dive in. So let's go for it. I'm going to speed things up and come back in a voiceover. All right, so this was really, really fun to do. I loved working with this kit, and I really had a lot of fun just trying to figure out where I wanted to put everything. Um, I did ultimately use the Give Thanks and Eat Pie quote box up at the top. I love that this is an uncut scene. This took so little time to put down. Usually with these big scenes, she's cut it up into different things so that you can, and it's very thoughtful to have everything perfectly measured out where you don't have the column breaks. But this was excellent. So I used the dark, it's like a dark bronze, kind of a copper color for the date dots. Even though this kit did come with date dots, I decided to go full on foil here. So some of it showed up really, really well, like on the winter cream color, and then a little bit better on the brown. But then the like clay color was too close to the foil, so you can't really see the date out there. But it is close enough. Um, so I like that the date headers are really thick and easy to read. That made all the difference. And it looks fantastic. Um, so there were two sort of washi covers. I decided to put the fall leaves up at the top because I thought they would be showcased best up there. My intention originally was to put pie deco on top of that, and I ended up not needing to do it. I just felt like I used enough pie deco in the actual spread and ended up not needing all of that. And then I decided to do the glitter headers, forgetting that there were solid headers there that would have been much better to put the foil headers over. I never get solid headers in kits. They're usually like freebies or add-ons, forgetting that I never buy ultimate kits and not looking down further on the sheet. Like I kind of can't believe that I did this. I think it came out fine, but it was one of those things where like all I had to do was use solid ones. And if I use stickers from this kit again, and I do end up using foil overlays, I will have it to use, which is so nice. I'm sorry that you can't see it. I just decided to lay the bows on the like whiter part of the washi plaid so that it would show up, and it did. It doesn't look fantastic, but I wasn't about to waste it. So, and then I decided to color block because I definitely could. So then it came about, where am I going to put all of the full boxes? And I had to lay those down first before I laid down the bougie boxes. So I decided to use the Happy Thanksgiving quote box on Thanksgiving because it's really easy. And then I decided to um, put, and then when I realized that I was color blocking, it made it much simpler to pick where the full boxes were going to go because I just matched them to the correct box. I ended up using all of them. I did use the turkey one on Saturday because I had a second Thanksgiving on Saturday with a different part of my family. So that worked out really well, and I just layered more flags on top of that blue. Excuse me. So, and then I sort of forgot I was color blocking and I had to fix it. But I think it looked fantastic. It all came out very cohesive because everything matched with everything else. Uh, and yeah, so it was a really interesting week. I had to work for the first 2 days, and then I had free time with my family for the next 5 days, except that they were heavily planned in advance. So I ended up not having like a lot of free time. There were a lot of people that I wish I could have seen and visited with, but honestly, I've learned that you have to sandwich in breaks in between family time. And when I say breaks, I mean don't make plans. Don't go out, don't go anywhere, relax, sleep in, catch up on things. And I really needed to catch up on my sleep because I was pretty sleep deprived leading up to Thanksgiving week. So if I could have done anything different, I would have gotten more sleep the week before Thanksgiving, just so I would have been a little bit more rested. Um, So I laid down the header that said this week. I only used one other header, and it was for important. And I really didn't use the other ones at all. I decided to use the full box overlay, and I was trying to figure out like how to lay these down because I didn't want to block things. So I ended up doing bookending the overlays on each side, and then I ended up cutting one of the overlays and sort of flipping it on its side to give each part of the scene its own moment. Most of the overlays for the full boxes were like the same design, so I didn't really have to do too much work to figure out where those went. And you see they just disappear on the play color, but they look gorgeous on the taupe and the blue. And I love that the headers match the overlay so perfectly. It just looked like an extension of the overlay on the top and the bottom. So I love, this is the best foil that I've used all year. And I have one other foil that's seasonal themed for December that I'm really looking forward to using from CaressPress. So I went for the big guns and I laid down the bougie boxes. Now, as you can see, my camera is panned pretty high above where I shoot. It's usually about, I'd say, 1.5 feet. So when you're zoomed out, the confetti of the bougie boxes is so light and fine that you can't really see it unless you zoom in closely. When you're looking at it with your eyes and not with a camera, it does show up. I know Scribble Prints Co. will sometimes layer her bougie boxes. So she'll do like a really intense print for the bougie box, and then she'll layer something like this on top of that in a different shade to give it extra oomph. So while I thought the bougie boxes were really fun and like looked really good, at the very end, they weren't enough for me to want to pay extra in a full bundle for them. If they were patterned in a very specific way that wasn't just confetti, I would consider it again. But I don't think it's going to be a regular thing that I do. So here I am trying to figure out like, okay, what can I do to make this? And so I ended up actually cutting one of those full boxes diagonally in half and just layering that on top. And that was perfect. That's all I needed to do. And you can't really see that I cut it down the side. Maybe a little bit on the dinner scene, but not really. And then I was really excited to use all of those foiled scripts. So, okay, now I'm just flipping through trying to figure out what I could have done. This might be me realizing I could have done the full, the, yeah, this is me having a moment trying to figure out, like, could I have done that? And then I even considered pulling the other ones off, but I'd already laid them all down, and the foil didn't come off of the glitter header super well. So at the risk of ruining more stuff, I was like, let me just not. So I did put bougie boxes down on there, and then I ended up just cutting a little bit of one of the bougie boxes because I had extra. To lay that down, and then I ended up putting the other sticker on top of it. And that worked really well. So I had this extra little bougie thing. I'm not sure what I did with it. And then for the sidebar, this came with so many stickers. It came with 4 different weekly trackers. I used 3 of them, and it was kind of silly of me to do that because I didn't have this planner with me when I traveled. So it wasn't like every day I was checking it and marking something off, which is the purpose of a weekly planner, of a weekly tracker. The other thing I did, which I did predominantly off camera, because if I hadn't, it would have taken probably 3 times as long. I spent a lot of time planning for this week. Um, was I sort of looked at all of the scripts, looked at what my work looked like, what my week looked like, and started putting the flags down like this. So I guess I filmed some of this, but a lot of it I did not film because it was just going to take too long. And this is the kind of thing that, like, I feel like a lot of people who plan and film the videos, they do this ahead of time. Some people even have scripts printed specifically for what they did and use those scripts and mark that down. I did not do that, but so I was kind of trying to plan on the weeks of in advance, like what I was going to put down. And so that's what I ended up doing. I had so many cute icons and scripts and things that I wanted to use. Um, this is hilarious. I used the planning sesh with the planner sticker on the flag. I didn't do that. I put it in my planner too. I didn't do it. Um, I think I had an idea that I was going to be able to do that at the airport, and that just didn't happen. I knew the ones that I wanted to use for the script. And you know what I'm just realizing? I did use the weekend banner. I put it on the bottom, and with all the design elements going on, you can't really read it. It was a little unnecessary. The weekend banners are always unnecessary. We know what a weekend is. We are not Dame Maggie Smith in Downton Abbey. We know what a weekend is. But anyway, I liked being able to pair the little baby icons with the scripts. It was just really cute, and I'm like, oh, this is how they're supposed to go. Even though Chip Kid, who's a famous designer of covers of books, um, he always says, use a picture or use text. Never use a picture and text to describe the same thing, because that's redundant and it makes your audience feel stupid. And yet, this was highly satisfying to do in my planner. So that advice works really well for book covers, but doesn't work for planners. I think it is fun to have your icon paired with your event. And you can tell me in the comments below if you agree or disagree. I would love to know how you guys use your planner deco, scripts, all of that. I kind of like my handwriting. My handwriting is decent. I don't have chicken scratch handwriting, so if I have the right pen, I just write everything myself. But because the scripts came with this kit, I wasn't about to not use them. It was also, I felt compelled to use them because it was such an interesting foil choice, because you can't get this kind of foil all the time. So that influenced a lot in how I planned for this week. Wow, I thought I did a lot more of this off camera, and I didn't. So I did mark that I had the day off on Wednesday. I technically had the days off on Thursday and Friday, but I only got that. I also realized I only had 2 work scripts that I needed that week because I wasn't working for the rest of the week. So that felt a little wasteful, but that's okay. Yeah, all these scripts were fun to use. And let's see. I'm also mentally trying to mix them up so that they're not all, I'm not using all of the same ones. And I had a couple of leftover flags from my old Thanksgiving one too, which I think I eventually put on there as well. So this is me trying to color block, trying to remember, okay, you're doing this, this, and this on this day at this time. I can't remember. I recently reorganized all of my character stickers, and I can't remember if I had done that before or after this week. But because I reorganized everything, I didn't know where anything was. I know that doesn't make sense, but when you change your when your order gets changed around, it's like very confusing. I have this white gel pen, and I wish that it was not as thick as it is. This thickness is the Jelly Roll 10. I don't know what happened to my Jelly Roll 8. It's missing. But I have to write over with it twice, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, so this is me actually putting all the stickers down. I did do some extra planning off camera. I can see it already. It was later at night, and so I was trying to put everything down in my planner before I had to fly out. So I ended up doing, for Friday, I had my work priorities, so session notes, session prep, updating IEPs. I had one IEP meeting for results in the morning at 9:30, and then I ended up having to go to the Minute Clinic, which then meant that I had to go to an atrium to get an X-ray. And everyone there was really, really nice. I was just getting nervous because I had to fly out like the next day, and if I had pneumonia, I didn't know what that meant in terms of being allowed to fly or not. So I ended up not having anything wrong with my chest, which was good. I did do a little bit of cleaning, and I did make a Thanksgiving feast at home that evening, but it was just kind of a chaotic day. On Tuesday, I had session notes, session prep, writing reports. I had an eligibility and results meeting at 11:15, and I had therapy scheduled at 4 p.m., um, which was a little crazy because my therapist was 20 minutes late for the appointment, um, and it's fine. But I said coffee run. I did not do a coffee run. I flew to New York City. Getting to the airport took an hour and a half, supposed to take 20 minutes. So this was the worst travel experience I had, was getting to the airport. It actually got a little worse later on. Um, but I eventually landed in New York. We got there. And then on Wednesday, I had the day off, so I did sleep in. We ran some errands all day. I mentioned Michael Townsend there. I have a little cheers thing for this bar that we went to called Sunken Harbor, and I loved Sunken Harbor. It was fantastic. I went with my parents. We had such a good time together. I have great pictures. Um, and then um, on Thursday, I just marked my family Thanksgiving, and don't forget the pie, and that's all I marked. And on Friday, I marked that I was going to do some online Black Friday shopping, and probably I had a Netflix binge. I ended up moving that somewhere else. I intended to do some laundry, which was a little silly because I didn't have that much laundry. Um, I ended up walking to a bakery in the afternoon, um, and then I watched a movie with my parents. Um, and then on Saturday, we had our second Thanksgiving at my cousin's. So I was supposed to be getting mail delivered that day, so I put in a Happy Meal sticker. Um, and I just marked a couple of extra things. I had all this deco, so I was like, let me put the deco in. I want to figure out what I want to use. And it was so much fun picking deco for this. I ended up using leaves and pies and wine goblets everywhere. That was really fun. But anyway, yeah. So I'm just filling out medicine, self reflection, reading for 30 minutes. And then just my important things. I didn't have a cleaning tracker because I wasn't home for the majority of the week. So I did say clean, prep for sitter, Thanksgiving prep, family time, relax, more family time, and celebrating my father because it was his birthday and I wasn't going to be there. So anyway, and I'm just adding in even more deco. Okay. So this is what I have so far. I think it looks amazing. I love this color scheme. I love the dark foil. I honestly, after seeing this, like, I don't even think I ever want to do non-dark foils again. They're just so gorgeous and they pop right off the page. So just so you know, tonight is actually Monday. I filled in a lot of this for the week with things I know are happening. Obviously, there's like blank spaces in places, and I don't know exactly what we're doing on certain days, but I have a good feeling. So I've just filled in what I can here. And I think it looks so good. I'm like really, really happy with this. So I'm probably not going to touch my planner for the rest of the week. I'm not going to have time on Tuesday. I just know it. So the next time you see me, I will be checking in. It will probably be the first week of December, or the last week of November, I should say. But anyway, I am obsessed. I love this so much. I think it looks fantastic, and I can't wait to see what the finished product is. So stay tuned, and I'll see you soon. Hi there. Okay, so I'm just finishing up the planning that I started last week because now I am officially back and ready to rock and roll. So everything kind of happened as I expected it to, so that is great because I don't have to recap anything. On Friday, I ended up having a surprise visit from friends who were in my neighborhood, and I went out to meet them, and that was just so much fun because I never get to see them, and it was like such an unexpected treat. So we got coffee, we hung out in the park, we walked around Dumbo. I loved it. It was fantastic. And then later that day, while I was out, I picked up a cake to bring to my cousins the next day. So that was very convenient. And then later that night, we had a little movie night at home and we watched Elf, which is a seasonal favorite. So that is a Once More with Love sticker that I thought would be cute. And then Saturday morning, all of this did happen. We went to my cousin's. I'm just gonna flip this sticker in there to sort of give it an overall finish. And then we had a great time at my cousin's. I saw my husband for the first time since Thanksgiving, so that was really fun. We were there all day. I drove there and back. The traffic wasn't so bad, and I think it was ultimately like a fantastic experience. I really enjoyed it. And then last but not least, all of this happened. We went to a restaurant, Grand Electrica, to celebrate my dad's birthday. We watched a little TV in the morning because my parents slept in. I didn't do a planning session. I did sort of try to help fix my dad's printer, and I looked ahead to the week, but nothing substantial. This turned out to be a complete disaster. I got to the airport in plenty of time. I was actually an hour and a half early for my flight after I got through security. They were delayed for half an hour. We got on the plane. We sat on the tarmac for an additional hour due to weather and fueling issues, and then we didn't land in Charlotte until close to 1:30 in the morning. So I didn't get home until after 2, and then I didn't fall asleep until almost 3 o'clock. This undid the rest of what is now the next week. So I am actually filming this on the 30th, but because I've been that behind. So I am really overall thrilled with how this spread came out. I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Wow, this might be my favorite spread of the entire year. I love how all the colors came together. I love the mix of my handwriting and the CaressPress bundle. This was such a great purchase. I still have so many stickers left that I feel like would make great accents for next year. I have lots of extra icons and things in this font as well. I mean, look at all of this stuff. I even have dates. Like, this is an excellent bundle, and I'm so glad that I will be able to save it and use it next year. I did not get through all of my stickers, not even the ones that I had left over from the previous Thanksgiving collection. So I used most of the flags, so if I'm going to use this kit again next year, but like, I have so much deco, I don't even need to order a new kit for next year. I didn't need any of that. yeah, so all in all, like, I'm just going to use this exact kit next year. Maybe I'll add a little bit of extra fluff to it, but this was such a fantastic set. So I highly recommend this kit and this bundle from CaressPress. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for next week's plan with me. Take care.